Ladies and gentlemen, behold, the Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Thundertank in my kitchen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are back today to take a look at the Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Thundertank. And yes, we are in my kitchen, and that's because this thing is so freaking huge that this is really the only space where it can actually fit somewhere and I can move around and take some video. Just a note, I have this Thundercats plaque right there. That does not come with the Thundertank. That is an original creation by DBlakeMakes. DBlakeMakes Treat Show Shelf. Check out DBlakeMakes for all your pop culture signage needs. Yes, the Super 7 Thundercats Thundertank was first solicited for pre-order back in 2021, and the giant beast landed, earlier this year. And this thing is just massive. It's like a dream come true type project to make a 7-inch scale Thundercats Thundertank, and it is true to scale. Is kind of an amazing feat. All right, now let's take a look at this gorgeous giant box. It's 28 inches long, 20 inches tall. It is just a monster of a box. And I should note the great illustrations you see on the box here. That is the work of one Jason Edmonston, who's done a lot of work on other action figure lines. He's done card backs for Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, obviously. He's worked for Super 7, Mondo, Hasbro, NECA, a bunch of different companies. Taking a closer look, there's the Thundercats logo and the Thundertank identified on the box. And there's a great scene of Lion-O, Panthro, Pumaira, Chitara, and Tigra in battle mode in the Thundertank. Looming in the distance, we have some of the villains, the ever-living Mumra, Slithe, and Jackalman. For ages 14 and up, adult collectors only. Then we have a call out for some of the features, including the swiveling turret, working tank treads, which are rubber, an opening cargo bay, 2 different windshields, take a look at that in a second, Thundrillium storage, seating for 6, count them, 6 Thundercats, front-mounted laser cannon, giant claws with hidden weapons, and scale to fit 7-inch Super 7 Ultimates figures. Ultimates! On the right-hand side, we get some product shots. First of the Thundertank with some figures on top. Also a Panthro with some of the Samoflange tools which come with the Thundertank, and the glow-in-the-dark eyes. Note that the Thundercats symbol on the top of the Thundertank does not actually emit the Thundercats logo. Next, we've got the top of the box with some shots of the interior, including the cargo hold, the tank control pilot area, and the pop-up laser blaster. Also, in the front of the Thundertank, we do have pop-up jaws and claws. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Same product shots on the other side. And then on the back, just another unobstructed view of the great illustration from Jason Edmonston. Now let's check out some turnarounds. First, we have the Thundertank from the front, from the side, from the back, from the other side, and back to the front. And I did pull out my tape measure for this bad boy. The Thundertank is listed at about 27 inches long and 17 inches wide. When I measured it, it came a little bit short of 27 inches long, but actually came out to more than 17 inches wide. Point is, this thing is massive. And as noted on the box, the Thundertank does come with 2 different interchangeable windshields. What you see here is the clear version, which is the one that I prefer, so you can see the Thundercats inside piloting the Thundertank. So in addition to this clear windshield right here, we also get this opaque version here for when you're going into battle and you need a little bit more protection. The windshield just pops off, lifts right off just like that. And the second one fits like sure. But like I said, I prefer the clear windshield so you can see the figures inside. You can see some of the cockpit inside there. I will say, I don't know, it just kind of lifts on and off, and it has like these little pegs that go into these little holes here. It would have been cool if it could have like snapped in and had like a hinge or something like that, but it's not a deal breaker. I appreciate the options, and I appreciate the clear windshield. Should also note we have a pop-up laser gun right here. bang. And there is a hole in the cannon here, so you theoretically could include some, or insert some kind of effect pieces in there. Now let's take a quick look at some of the action features that come with our Super 7 Ultimates Thunder Tank. Number one, we have jaws in the front here that do open, and it is ratcheted, so when you pull up the jaws for the open mouth look, it does stay like that. Also, both front paws open up. They are also ratcheted to reveal some cannons underneath the paws. Also, the tank treads do really work, and your Thunder Tank will lurch forward into battle with the application of the appropriate force. And in reverse. Coming right at ya, Thundercats. Ho! All right, now I'm trying to give you guys a good look at the glow-in-the-dark eyes for the Thunder Tank. And I will say, the glow-in-the-dark is actually pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm filming during the day here, so even with the curtains closed in here, it's tough to get the light perfect. But the glow-in-the-dark does work. Here's my cat in front of the Thunder Tank. Hello, Wrinkly. Okay, hopefully that's coming through. So you can't see anything because I've brought the Thunder Tank into my wife's closet. You can see here, completely dark, but the Thunder Tank's glow-in-the-dark eyes are glowing in the dark. Sweet. Now let's take a look at some of the interior compartments and areas of the Thunder Tank. As you can see, the cockpit can fit two 7-inch Thundercats Ultimates figures comfortably inside here. You can also see a good close-up of all of the little gadgets and beeps and bobs and knobs and all different things. Colored very nicely. I will say it would have been cool to get some, some light-up effects inside the cockpit here. Here's a look at the cockpit without the figures inside, and there are, the little control handles here, and the figures' hands will slide right on top of them here. Two on the left, one on the right here. Here's another shot of the cockpit. Also, maybe it would have been cool if these controls kind of moved back and forth, but again, nothing crazy. And then, of course, we've got the cargo bay does open up like so. Take a look at this cargo bay with room for 1, 2, 3, 4 more figures. 5 if you count the gun turret up here. That does move around, goes up and down, and has 2 handles here for your figures to hold on to. Those do move around, which is kind of cool. And here are the controls here. And then the gun turret does go lower inside, can raise. Like sure. Here's another look at the interior here. Thundercat symbol there. Some more of the interior controls. And the other side. And then the Thunder Tank does come with 2 additional accessories, both the Samoflange from the cartoon and a reserve of Thundrillium here. Thundrillium? Thundrillium. These 2. Now here we have the Thunder Tank adorned with a bunch of Thundercats heroes. You can see that this vehicle is not just a vehicle, also a playset, an environment for your figures to live, and it just oozes action. Check out the Thunder Tank with all of these Thundercats. But you can't have the good guy Thundercats without the bad guys too. So here's the Thunder Tank which is now the scene of an epic battle between the Thundercats and the evil forces of Mum-Ra. But we weren't done yet. To make an epic battle scene even more epic, here we have the Thundercats fighting the forces of Mum-Ra, also hopping in some other cat-related figures into this scene. The Thundertank can just be the site for all kinds of epic battles. As you can see here, the Thundertank, possibly the greatest action figure vehicle of all time. And before we close this out, we've got to give you a couple of comparison views here, just to give you a better idea of the size of this mammoth 7-inch scale vehicle, if you don't have a good idea already. Now, I do not own the vintage Thundertank from LJN, so instead, here's a comparison of the Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Thundertank and the Hot Wheels Thundertank. Next up, we have the Super 7 Thundercats Thundertank next to the vintage Masters of the Universe Dragon Walker. And now here's the Thundertank next to the Hasbro G.I. Joe HasLab Sky Striker. And here is the Thundertank on top of the vintage Hasbro G.I. Joe USS flag. I mean, it's not even a vehicle. And here is the Thundertank next to my actual freaking car.
You're so ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Thundertank next to an actual real live tank. So there you go. That's my review of the Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Thundertank. And after all that, is this the best action figure vehicle of all time? Sure, why not? It's massive. It's a giant Thunder Tank. 7-inch figures fit nicely inside. It's very well done. Maybe not perfect, but it absolutely kicks butt. And after all, I don't have the vintage Millennium Falcon, so we can't even compare it. But there we go. The Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Thundertank, the greatest action figure vehicle of all time. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the Thundertank. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the Thundertank next to an actual real life tank. We did it.